Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of EricksonTV. Hey Lauren, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Hello,
All right,
everybody.
Lauren, I promised we would not talk about the Super Bowl. And for those of you that see something that indicates the Super Bowl, that'll be taken away after the Super Bowl. Okay. I want to talk about something that's a little different. We're actually going to get a little more deeper into technology.
Okay.
As you have probably heard, and many of my clients have talked about this, there has been some significant breaches of internet security.
Yes.
Such as Target.com,
Right.
And then now I just read today Neiman Marcus had 1.1 million card users data breached. So
That's not good.
right, not good. So and then kind of following the trail of the money, you and I talked about this in the past about the biggest increase for holiday sales was internet. The retail stores,
Yes.
retail stores actually declined.
Yes.
But the internet was increasing significantly. So I always like to look at with a longer term view, just like we do for investors. But it seems like to me that with one of the biggest growing parts of our economy being online traffic, whether it's transactions or other type of marketing on the line, this internet security is going to be a big deal. And so this is where the technical talk is about. So what's going on is there's these botnets that are being set up by these cyber attacking firms, and what they're doing is they're setting up networks of computers that have these bot robots basically that are able to always transform. They call that polymorphism. And what they are, so when you hear about these cybersecurity things, firms that give you like, hey, you'll put this on your website for internet security.
Right.
The problem, they're not able to keep up because they're always morphing. So basically, the cybersecurity sites are not really working, no matter how advanced and how expensive it is, because you have to keep updating it to try to anticipate what's going to happen with these polymorphic botnet sites. So that's the last of the technology I want to talk about.
Okay.
There's a startup small company that has come up with an innovative way to address these internet security, and it's a company called Shape Security.
Okay.
Out of Silicon Valley. What they did was ingenious. What they did is they created their own polymorphism botnet. They call it bot wall.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're saying they don't care if a malicious virus is going to try to attack it, because their internet wall is always morphing. So basically, you got a morphing security system that they're not even trying to detect if there's an attack coming through, which has been the way the traditional security has occurred. So So this is a quote from USA Today. They said this is really the first new innovation in internet security that they have seen in years, and they think that this is a real game changer. And this company is not public yet, but it will be going public soon.
Right.
It will be a small company. That's how I wanted to lead it into how we talk about what makes our investment philosophy different with the type of tilting that we do in our portfolios.
Right. The highest returns over the next 50 years may very well come from stocks of companies that don't even exist yet.
Right.
And we invest, we tilt our portfolios to small companies. Those are, and of those small companies, very few of them will become enormously successful.
Right.
Most of them will just sort of do what everybody else does. But a very small number of those small companies will be ridiculously successful. They'll be the next Microsoft or the next Apple. So we tilt to those small companies which are much higher risk, but which have much higher potential returns.
Very good. So to end this episode for Erickson TV, the market really does a great job of creating companies that address problems.
Right.
Really, in a nutshell. And so to me, this is exciting news, because we're, for the people that think, oh, the stock market's gone up so fast, there's no way it can grow anymore, or hey, the economy is not going to grow, how can it grow?
Right.
This is a very good example of maybe one of perhaps many companies that will be a small company, part of an index that will provide that premium of return.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, thank you for watching this episode of Erickson TV. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
See you next time.